Humans once possessed the biological machinery to hibernate, a shallow metabolic state called torpor that dropped body temperature and slowed metabolism to survive winters. Around 2 to 3 million years ago, our ancestors made an evolutionary choice that would reshape our entire species. They deliberately abandoned it. The popular myth says humans never hibernated. Not true. Early primates like lemurs and lorises still enter torpor today. They simply drop their body temperature by only 5 to 10 degrees Celsius and wait out the cold in a state of suspended metabolism. We had this exact capability and lost it on purpose. The fact that we actively suppressed torpor rather than evolving it away suggests hibernation became an active liability rather than a passive disadvantage. Here's where the trap closes. Your brain burns through roughly 20% of your body's entire energy budget just sitting still. It demands constant glucose delivery, a metabolic need that smaller mammals never face. That's the problem hibernation couldn't solve for creatures like us. A mouse uses about 5% of its energy for brain function. A human uses 20%. Scale matters. During REM sleep, when your brain is most metabolically active and you're dreaming intensely, hibernation becomes genuinely dangerous for large-brained animals. While torpid, you cannot maintain stable glucose levels during REM cycles. A creature with our brain size would literally starve itself awake, experiencing seizures as glucose crashed catastrophically. The metabolic mathematics are brutal. To hibernate successfully, you'd need to gorge massively before torpor, consuming enough calories to fuel that massive brain during dormancy for months. But the calories required for this pre-hibernation feeding phase nearly cancel out every single calorie saved by hibernation itself. For our species, the energy accounting made hibernation evolutionary dead weight. Studies on modern bears reveal they lose roughly 25% of their body mass during hibernation, but humans would need to gain that mass beforehand. For a modern 200-pound human, that's 50 additional pounds of preparatory eating. A biological and metabolic burden that made the entire strategy inefficient compared to alternatives. Around 1.9 million years ago, Homo erectus left behind a different pattern in the archaeological record. Seasonal migration routes spanning hundreds of miles. Early humans didn't wait out winter in torpor. They chased food. They walked toward survival instead. This wasn't random wandering. It was organized, planned, and required social infrastructure to execute. That migration strategy demanded something hibernation never required: social coordination, tool use, advanced planning, and abstract communication about places humans hadn't yet seen. Your ancestors made an active evolutionary choice: trade hibernation for culture, cooperation, and the ability to survive by working together rather than sleeping alone through winter. There's a brutal physical cost to hibernation that textbooks rarely mention. Animals lose substantial bone density and muscle mass during torpor. Humans, with our extended lifespans, potentially 80 to 100 years, and our active lifestyle would suffer catastrophic skeletal damage from even a few hibernation cycles. Our bones couldn't afford the gamble. Research on ground squirrels shows bone loss of up to 30% during hibernation, requiring complex mechanisms to repair skeletal integrity upon awakening. Humans would face permanent disability from repeated hibernation cycles. This physiological incompatibility wasn't recognized until advanced imaging studies in the 1990s demonstrated how devastating torpor would be to primate skeletal structure. But here's what we never deleted from our genetic code. Humans still possess brown adipose tissue, brown fat, that activates in response to cold exposure. It's a direct remnant of our pre-hibernation thermoregulation system, still wired into our bodies after millions of years of disuse. Most modern humans aren't aware this tissue exists or that they're using it right now. Infants activate brown fat far more readily than adults, revealing that hibernation-adjacent machinery still fires up in human bodies as a primary thermoregulation mechanism in newborns. That system gets progressively suppressed as we develop, but it's never completely gone. We're born with a dormant biological switch we'll never deliberately flip. Recent research published in Nature Metabolism discovered that cold exposure activates brown fat in adults, a response that hibernating animals use to maintain core temperature during torpor. Modern humans experience this response but lack the genetic switches to actually enter hibernation. We retain the thermoregulation without the torpor capability. Around 1 million years ago, evidence of controlled fire appears in the archaeological record at multiple African sites: Wonderwork Cave, Kubifora, and others. The timing is no coincidence. Fire became the technological replacement for hibernation. Humans engineered warmth instead of generating it biologically, fundamentally rewriting their survival strategy. Fire wasn't just warmth. It was an engineering solution that made hibernation completely obsolete. Suddenly, year-round survival in cold climates didn't require slowing down your metabolic machinery. You just tended the flames and kept moving. This technological shift allowed humans to inhabit environments, Ice Age Europe, Northern Asia, that would have required hibernation otherwise. But the story gets stranger. We still carry vestigial hibernation signals in our brains. The ancient neural machinery that once orchestrated torpor still activates seasonally in modern humans. And those dormant signals might explain a disorder that millions of people experience every winter, something that medicine still gets fundamentally wrong. Seasonal Affective Disorder, commonly blamed on reduced sunlight and melatonin disruption, might be something far older. Your brain still attempting to trigger hibernation, even though your body abandoned the trait millions of years ago. The lethargy, the depression, the crushing desire to sleep for weeks. These are the exact behavioral patterns an animal needs to enter hibernation. Recent neuroimaging studies from the University of Copenhagen found that SATI patients show abnormal activation in the hypothalamus, the exact brain region that controls hibernation in mammals. This wasn't understood until advanced fMRI technology could visualize neural activity in real time. For decades, SAD was treated purely as a psychological condition when it has deep biological roots. Millions of people experience SAD each winter, never realizing their neurology is attempting to activate an ancient hibernation protocol, a neurological ghost in the machine. Your brain is still trying to execute a program that was disabled millions of years ago but never fully erased from your genetic code. The dormancy signals remain, even though they serve no modern purpose. Then something shifted radically. Between 50,000 and 100,000 years ago, human brains developed language and abstract planning so refined that food storage and coordinated hunting became devastatingly effective survival strategies. Suddenly, hibernation wasn't just unnecessary. It became an evolutionary liability that slowed adaptation. Symbolic thought changed everything about human survival. Humans could now communicate future strategies, establish hidden food caches across territories, and organize hunts that spanned entire seasons and multiple regions. No individual had to retreat into torpor anymore because the group kept moving, kept hunting, kept eating year-round. This is one of the rarest events in evolutionary history. Culture actively suppressed a biological instinct. Language didn't just make hibernation unnecessary, it made hibernation culturally impossible, even though our genes were still perfectly capable of producing it. This represents a unique case where learned behavior directly overrode hundreds of millions of years of evolutionary programming. Neanderthals offer the clearest proof of this principle. They possessed larger brains than modern humans, averaging 1,150 cubic centimeters versus our 1,350. They survived Ice Age Europe for hundreds of thousands of years. Yet zero archaeological evidence suggests they ever hibernated, despite inhabiting bodies perfectly adapted to extreme cold. Neanderthals thrived through winters via sophisticated social hunts and bone tool technology. No hibernation required. This proves something radical. Brain size alone didn't force hibernation abandonment. Something else did. Behavioral capability, not neural capacity, became the determining factor in abandoning torpor. The real driver wasn't brain size or climate. It was behavioral capability. Species that developed cooperative hunting, tool use, and food caching sophisticated enough to replace hibernation could abandon it entirely. Those that clung to seasonal torpor while lacking these behavioral innovations were outcompeted within generations. Early hominins making the leap from solitary foraging to coordinated group hunting could exit hibernation entirely. They had an alternative survival strategy. Those clinging to the old seasonal dormancy strategy didn't survive the competition. It wasn't gradual drift across millennia. It was rapid extinction for hibernation itself. Here's where it gets strange. The moment humans stopped hibernating wasn't a gradual evolutionary drift. It was tied to a specific climate crisis, and we can pinpoint exactly when it happened. Around 2.5 million years ago, Africa's climate became violently seasonal and unpredictable. Early Homo faced a brutal choice: either die out from failed hibernation strategies or invent new survival mechanisms within just a few generations. The climate oscillated unpredictably. Some winters long, some short, some mild, some catastrophic. Hibernation as a fixed strategy became completely unreliable. The species that made the cognitive leap, portable tools, cooperative hunting, long-term planning, food preservation, survived and thrived. Those clinging to hibernation as a survival strategy were extinct within a few thousand years. Natural selection at its most unforgiving, driven by climate-forcing cognitive innovation. The fossil record shows this wasn't smooth evolution. There's a sharp discontinuity between late Australopithecus and early Homo. A sudden jump in behavioral complexity, tool sophistication, and geographic range. This suggests a rapid cultural revolution, not gradual change over millions of years. Within just a few thousand years, essentially a blink in evolutionary time, humans transformed from seasonal creatures with dormancy strategies into year-round migrants with complex social infrastructure to support constant movement and survival. This wasn't biological evolution. This was cultural evolution operating at unprecedented speed. The irony cuts deep. We traded hibernation's safety for vulnerability, constant vigilance, complex social demands, a brain that never fully rests. We gained the world, planetary dominance, creativity, civilization, but lost the ability to simply sleep through winter safely. Here's what everyone misses. We didn't evolve intelligence because we became smarter. We became smarter because we couldn't hibernate anymore. Intelligence wasn't a luxury or advantage. It was mandatory. Forced to survive through culture and tools instead of dormancy, intelligence became existential. The removal of hibernation as a biological safety net forced ancestral humans to innovate faster, collaborate more intensely, and develop abstract thought at unprecedented speed. The very things that made us human, language, planning, cooperation, emerge from desperation rather than leisurely advantage. Hibernation is stable and predictable. You enter torpor automatically, survive the winter through stored energy, you emerge unchanged. Migration and cooperative hunting are chaotic and unpredictable. They demand constant communication, memory, real-time problem-solving, and adaptive thinking every single day. Evolution didn't choose intelligence because it was inherently superior or better adapted. It chose intelligence because hibernation failed under rapid climate change, and intelligence was the only survival option left. We became smart by default, not by design. That fundamentally reframes human development. This reframes human development entirely. We are a species born from desperation and crisis, not advantage. We became the smartest animal on Earth because our backup plan stopped working. That foundation, crisis-driven evolution, may explain much of human nature today. The energy cost of maintaining that intelligence is staggering. The human brain demands roughly 20% of daily caloric intake just to stay alive and think at our level. Compared to other primates using 5 to 10% for brain function, humans are metabolically expensive creatures. Hibernating animals with small brains spend minimal energy during torpor, conserving calories across seasons. Humans spend constant energy simply existing, thinking, maintaining consciousness, processing information. We survive on hard mode, requiring constant food acquisition just to keep our brains running. That's why we needed to become hunters and tool users, not for luxury, but just to break even with our own biology. Our intelligence created a metabolic debt that only sophisticated hunting and food processing could repay. We weren't designed for ease. We were designed for survival at any cost. But here's the part that explains modern human behavior in ways scientists are only now beginning to understand. We may have built civilization itself as a workaround to replace hibernation. Think about that for a moment. Cities, agriculture, technology, all of it might be humanity's collective response to the loss of natural dormancy. Cities create stable food supplies, reducing seasonal survival anxiety. Agriculture allows food storage and predictability, replacing the caloric surge needed before hibernation. Electricity extends daylight and eliminates the darkness-driven dormancy signals that once triggered torpor. We engineered away winter itself. Civilization, from this angle, is humanity's collective technological answer to hibernation. We built an entire social system to never have to slow down, hibernate, or go dormant. That's the real innovation. Not individual survival, but species-level elimination of seasonal rest. This explains why modern humans struggle so intensely with rest, sleep disorders, and chronic burnout. Our biology still carries echoes of dormancy and seasonal cycles, but our culture actively suppresses it. We're fighting our own wiring constantly, every winter, every season. We built a world where hibernation is impossible, and constant activity is the default. And we've only existed in this world for roughly 10,000 years out of millions of years of primate evolution. That's an evolutionary eye blink. Our bodies are still wired for the old patterns. The human body is still wired for seasons, dormancy, and cyclical rest. Modernity demands the opposite, creating physiological tension we're only now starting to recognize and name. We're ancestors in a foreign landscape, biologically ancient, but living in a culturally hypermodern world. Some researchers now suspect that conditions like depression, anxiety, and chronic fatigue may partly stem from this ancient conflict. Our bodies wanting to hibernate, our culture forbidding it. The mismatch has a name now: evolutionary discord, and it's affecting billions of people unknowingly. The same neural machinery that powered torpor in our primate ancestors still exists, still activates seasonally, and modern medicine is only beginning to study it as a therapeutic target. Our dormancy code never left us. It's just suppressed, waiting, attempting to activate in ways our culture won't allow. Understanding hibernation loss transforms how we view not just human evolution, but modern health, sleep disorders, seasonal mood disorders, and even economic inequality. Many human struggles begin to look like symptoms of fighting our own biology. Ancient survival programs colliding violently with a body that still carries the old code. We abandoned hibernation not because it was obsolete, but because we invented something better: culture, language, and tools that let us survive without slowing down. But that required us to become fundamentally different creatures. Creatures who stay awake, who coordinate, who remember across seasons without neural reset. And we're locked in that choice forever, still hearing the echo of the ancient dormancy code we abandoned millions of years ago.